Okay, this is a game that came out a couple of days ago, and a lot of people were excited to see the fact that the Saints Row series was getting a reboot. And when I guess hardcore fans saw the trailer for the latest Saints Row game, they weren't too thrilled, and I think the reason for that is because this installment looks very different from the first four installments that came out between the late 2000s and the early teens. And honestly, like, there was a lot of polarizing opinions about this game. On one hand, it looks good and it has a pretty decent storyline. You have a series of characters, 5 characters, including the boss, Kevin, Eli, Nina, and Snickerdoodle. They make up the Saints Row, and it's about them basically trying to seize power from other criminal organizations and all that stuff. But then at the same time, there were people who complained about several issues with the game, including bugs and lags and stuff like that. And I heard about the PC port, just lagging and slowing down at certain parts of the game and all that stuff, which kind of brought down the quality of the game. But at the same time, I guess if you play the PlayStation 5 version of it or what have you, it looks pretty good. And the visuals look pretty polished, but there's a lot of people who prefer the aesthetics from Saints Row 2, 3, or even 4 for that matter. And when you look at we look at Saints Row 1, 2, 3, and 4. A lot of people consider Saints Row 4 to be the worst of them all, with Saints Row 2 or 3 being better. And the crazy thing about Saints Row 2 and 3 is that those games came out 2 generations ago, so they appeared on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. And here we are in 2022, we got the Saints Row reboot, and people are complaining about bugs and glitches and all that stuff, which weren't present in the older Saints Row titles that came out for the PS3 and the Xbox 360 over a decade ago. And I do feel that the game has its issues. It could have been better, and obviously, Stillwater is obviously a more appealing city or appealing fictional city than Santo Elso, which is supposed to be loosely based off of Las Vegas and all that. And I do feel that the older aesthetics for the older games in the Saints Row series were a lot better, and I feel like this game, it could have been better, and I feel like it fell below a lot of people's expectations. But despite that, the Saints Row reboot actually debuted strong in the UK, because I believe that following its release, it was the most purchased game within retail this past week. And honestly, I do feel that a lot of that had to do with nostalgia and all that, and people were happy to see the Saints Row series make a return. But there are a lot of people who feel that the game could have been so much better. Hopefully there are patches released to kind of fix the issues with the latest Saints Row game and what have you. But this game might actually be considered one of the better action-adventure titles of this year. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to be looked back years from now as this great classic similar to Saints Row 2 or Saints Row the Third or what have you. But for all of its faults and all the criticism that the game gets, it's actually doing pretty well in the UK now, and who knows, maybe that's a trend that we can see replicated in America in the next couple of weeks or next couple of months or what have you. But it's going to be interesting to see how many copies this game sells before the end of 2022, especially around the holidays, right before Christmas.